Virtues and vices. Let's talk about virtues and vices. What is a virtue? Well, a virtue is a good quality of character, regardless of circumstance. It's always good. A vice would be its opposite. It's a bad quality of character, regardless of circumstance. So, virtues are always good, and vices are always bad. Often it's helpful when ascertaining if a characteristic is a virtue or if it is a vice to consider its opposite. Because inevitably, the opposite of a virtue is a vice, and the opposite of a vice is a virtue. Let's use a simple example. Let's talk about health. Everyone wants to be healthy. No one wants to be unhealthy, right? It's like the concept of life and death. You want to be healthy. Being healthy is always good. Physically, mentally, spiritually, whichever category you want, it is always good to be healthy. Thus, being healthy is a virtue or virtues. So, being unhealthy is a vice. It is always bad to be unhealthy. You could say you're closer to death. And you can see how many bad habits, which would be considered or have been called vices due to it being unhealthy for you. So let's utilize this philosophy a little further and use an example. Drunkenness. The state of drunkenness is a vice. Never is the state of drunkenness a good thing. I mean, the deficiency of motor skills, that's bad. Degrading of mental capability, that's bad. Degrading of your reasoning, your self-restraint, compromised judgment. The state of drunkenness is not good. It's a vice. What is its opposite? Sobriety. Sobriety is a state of awareness indicating the full capacity of one's various functions. A sober individual indicates a person of respect and admiration, not foolish. Which can lead us to a discussion of wisdom versus ignorance or foolishness. I am sure to discuss more virtues and vices in the future. But let's just focus on the basic premise. Virtues are always good, and vices are always bad, regardless of circumstance. Don't we admire virtuous characters? Let's be them.